What is up, YouTube? My name is CJ. This is CJ Knows Tech, and today I'm talking about the episode hefty Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. And today I'm giving a perspective from a Note user. Once a Note user, always a Note user. And this right here, Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, is an interesting review and conversation because, in truth, this is the Galaxy Note that a lot of Note users can actually skip. But this is also the Note that a lot of Note users can upgrade to. Confusing, right? I'll get more in detail and in depth. Also, there's a more value Note option that I think I favor over purchasing this one brand new. We got a lot to talk about. You guys, let's get into much later Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra review with your boy CJ. And yes, I took my time with this phone, spent time with it before I even had anything to actually say about it. All right, the first thing we're gonna talk about in this Samsung Galaxy review is the design of this phone. I love it, and kinda don't love it. This thing stands out. You got the matte back finished glass on the back, which negates a lot of the fingerprints that you heard so many tech reviewers and technology snobs complain about. Well, now they can't complain because we have matte back glass, and all flagship smartphones of today are starting to go that route. And let's be honest, the color selection on the Note 20 Ultra was very boring. Black, white, and then bronze. Samsung, can we get a little red, get a little blue? You know what I mean? Maybe a little orange or something. Let's get some swag. Like, live it up a little bit. The Aura Glow on the Note 10 Plus, mwah. You had blue, you had color. And then we get the Note 20 Ultra. I don't understand. It's the Ultra. It's the creme de la creme. And it's what are we doing, Samsung? I went with the Mystic Bronze because it was the only swaggy color that we were offered, as you can see. And then we have this display, which in true Samsung fashion, as you say, I had to hit the fingerprints, in-glass fingerprint sensor twice to get it to work, but we'll talk about that later. We have the infamous Galaxy display, the AMOLED display, the beautiful edge-to-edge, rolled, the highly saturated, the highly vibrant, the beautiful display. But before we talk about that, let's talk about that hump. That hump and that bump on the back. I will say this hump comes with a lot of pluses, but it also comes with its negatives. We'll get in that when I talk about the camera. Actually, no, we'll talk about it right now. We'll talk about the camera side when we get to the camera, but we're talking about design. Now, from a visual standpoint on design, man. But from a technical standpoint with this sensor is the improvement that the Galaxy Note and Samsung phone devices needed in the camera department. And they had to add a laser to help with the autofocus and the issues that we saw on the S20 Ultra when I told you guys not to get the S20 Ultra because of the autofocus and to wait and to just get the S20 Plus or wait for this one because it was physical. And they had to add the laser, which helps with the performance. But the hump, oh my, the hump. You seen the cases and the way they look because they gotta go up to that hump? All right, so back to this display, you guys. As I say time and time again, Samsung makes the best displays. They look the best. Matter of fact, Samsung manufactures displays for everybody. And in this display, we're getting something added, which is 120 Hertz refresh rate. For those of you who don't know what that is, basically when you scroll and you move things, it's a lot smoother. That's typically what it is because it's refreshing a lot more. So you're seeing less motion blur and more of the motion. Simply put, most of you guys will not notice it. Some of you guys will notice it. Is it nice to have? Absolutely, but is it a necessity? Absolutely not. In this AMOLED panel, which has the ability to go 1440p Quad HD, which is what we're really paying for, that high resolution display, 120 Hertz, if you want that, you have to go down to 1080p HD. Now, is it bad? No, but I'm the type of person as a longtime Note user who always puts this display to the max resolution. I want to use the display that I paid for, which is why I want 120 Hertz at 1440p on a Note 20 Ultra that has a Note 20 Ultra price. That's just the honest take and truth about it. But nevertheless, this display is the best. It looks good. Consuming content and so forth is always going to be a pleasure to do on a Samsung Galaxy Note device, so you can never take that from Samsung. So I'm gonna open up YouTube really quick. Let's pull up a video. It's probably not conveniently on my channel. Call of Duty, if you guys don't know, I'm a Call of Duty nut. I be playing mad Call of Duty. I come on my channel and I stream on Twitch. I put the Twitch link down below for you guys who are into gaming. Just gotta put the plug for that. Let's go to my channel real quick. I'm gonna pull up one of my videos. Let's pull up this one right here. My name is CJ Knows Tech. Today I'm sharing one of my biggest secrets behind the success of a lot of my videos. And along with this beautiful display, you got beautiful stereo speakers to complement it. The Samsung Galaxy Note experience for watching content is the best experience out of most or any smartphones out there in the flagship market, because it sounds great, it performs great, and it absolutely looks great. Sponsored by Epidemic Sam. My thing is, when it comes to a Galaxy Note display, you got screen real estate, which is the big plus. This is a lot of screen real estate. This thing is big. This thing takes a lot to hold and use and operate in one hand. It's typically a two-handed device the majority of the time, and for the majority of uses and the majority of hands out there in the world. But that screen real estate adds a lot. It adds a lot to what you're able to see in the full timeline length when you're on social media, the resolution, just the overall sight picture. Now, me as someone who wears glasses, I don't have them on right now, as you can notice. You know, the lights and the glare and stuff, it's better if I don't wear them. You guys wanna see my eyes, and you wanna see if I'm telling you the truth. Just the sight picture and the overall visual aesthetic on the Galaxy Note, to me, is my favorite viewer experience, and it adds to the user experience, which to me, when I talk about a smartphone, the number one thing is user experience. That's why that's the last thing I talk about, and I try to convey to you guys, like towards the end of this video, I'm gonna just explain what my user experience is on this Note 20 Ultra, how I really feel about it, and how it translates into real world use and life, and is it a good phone. Yeah, so this display is amazing, it's banging. My only complaint is that it didn't have 120 Hz at 1440p, because the Note is supposed to be the creme de la creme, supposed to be the top of the line that Samsung has to offer. But when you have like a S20 Ultra that's almost identical and similar to the device, and it's not enough separating it outside of the S Pen, like, you know, what are we really paying for? I just gotta, come on, man. Let's just talk about it. And speaking of S Pen, that's what I absolutely adore and love and appreciate about a Galaxy Note device, is using my S Pen, because I like to use it, as I say, as a mouse. I like to scroll my social media. I like to type on social media. Let me see, where's the tweet button? We ain't gonna tweet, but hey, if you don't follow me at CJ Knows Tech, I don't know what you're doing, and I don't even know how to tweet. Look at this, that's crazy. You know, but I get far more accuracy typing. Oh, that was no accuracy right there. That's because of the curved edge. We'll talk about that. The S Pen and the curved edge is not a good combo. Samsung, I think a flat screen on the Galaxy Note with the S Pen makes the most sense. I'm just add that in right there. The Galaxy Note has an ideal companion, and that is the S Pen. The S Pen is absolutely phenomenal in my opinion, but to some, it's not a thing that they'll actually use. So you have to consider that, because if you're not gonna use the S Pen, you're paying for the S Pen. That's a part of the package of the Note. Not necessarily that you shouldn't get a Note if you don't use the S Pen, because you can still enjoy the Note and what it has to offer, but the S Pen is actually the companion that makes the Note, and I think it's an ideal accessory. So when it comes to this S Pen and the improvements that we've gotten on the S Pen as an upgrade from the Note 10 Plus, the main thing is the 9-millisecond response time, meaning this thing responds very accurately, very in time, very in sync, and it's very smooth, and it's a pleasant writing experience. But it doesn't differ that much, but it is an improvement from the Note 10 Plus, but it's actually a nice improvement from the Note 10 Plus. Let me just be honest, but it's not a necessity. But outside of that, all of the air gestures and the things they keep adding to the S Pen and air gesturing, and this is gimmick, man. It's not things that people are gonna typically use on an everyday. Now, the dope part is being able to take selfies with your S Pen via Bluetooth, being able to pull out your S Pen, click the button, and have it snap the selfie for you when you don't have anyone else around to take the selfie. That's an ideal feature that a lot of people can use, but I don't know how many people actually use that. I didn't use that much in my Note 10 Plus. I'm just keep it a buck. I think we're just trained to take a selfie like Boom or to ask a stranger or whoever to take the picture for us. And speaking of photos and pictures, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the hump. The hump on the back. The camera, baby. Now this is where I think the Note 20 Ultra has an improvement, a big improvement. Now, if you've watched many of my Samsung Galaxy Note reviews and Galaxy S series reviews, my Samsung reviews, I do a lot of them. I always point out the fact that when it comes to the camera on a Samsung device, it has a shortcoming for me. I always have to nitpick at it because I want Samsung to improve. Now, they made a big leap on S20 Ultra, but they kind of fell short of the other side. You know, they jumped across the canyon, but they didn't quite make it and they fell. But you gotta fall and scrape your knee to get back up and to not fall again. And that's what Samsung did on this one because they added in that laser to help with autofocusing, to help compensate for the lack of autofocusing that we had on the S20 Ultra. That improvement right there, I'm just gonna show you guys. I took a rear-facing video with this rear-facing camera module, which is an improvement. And you guys are gonna see for yourself. Now, I will say this, in my first initial test in my room, obviously it was studio lighting, I used this rear camera and I was highly impressed. So this is my first time using it outside to see what it gives me in results. Now, honestly, the biggest change on the Note 20 Ultra, or the biggest focus point, is this humongous camera bump, which means we have a larger sensor and a better reproduction. Now, I can see that laser that they added in going to work right now to help with autofocusing. So this is the place where I am seeing an improvement, and I am appreciating Samsung for improving their rear camera quality. What you guys think? Let me know, because you know when you're recording, and I won't see this until I go to the computer and edit it. You know, when you look on the screen, a lot of things look good on Android and Samsung, but then when you translate it over to social media and so forth, it may not translate the same. But I wholeheartedly believe, actually I've seen the footage, it looks good. So I'm gonna stop, I'm not gonna cap on Samsung name on their rear facing camera. But that's not the only cameras you get. We have this here, front facing camera. This here, same front facing camera from previous generations. This here front facing camera, which honestly is the biggest issues I've always had with Samsung cameras. Let me wipe it off because I see fingerprints on the front of the glass. That front facing camera is honestly where I think Samsung needs to focus now. You guys are making an improvement and have made the improvement necessary on the rear cameras, which is the most important camera because that's the best camera on smartphones. But I also believe that this one is probably even more important because a lot of us create content, a lot of us take selfies, a lot of us is TikTok and Instagram, and we doing it alone. And this camera right here is the camera that we rely on to perform. I took some footage outside, front facing. Mind you, outside, ideal lighting, you're gonna get the best results. So creating content outside with any front-facing camera is the ideal setting, but let's be realistic. Most of us might be doing stuff like this, not with this type of lighting, you guys. A lot of times, when I'm using it, if I'm using it in ideal lighting, I have to let you know. Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta show you guys the front-facing camera outside. Let me show it to you, because it's not bad in good lighting. I don't want it to just seem like I'm trashing it. I'm not. I promise you, I'm not. Play the video, CJ. Alright guys, so this is the front-facing camera on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. This is the camera that I tend to have the most gripes with on Samsung phones, is their front-facing camera. Now we're going to see if there's an improvement. Now granted, I can't say that I could trust the LCD screen as always, and also noted I'm in the best lighting condition. I'm in broad sun daylight, so sun daylight. What did I just say, man? I'm in broad sunlight, which is the best lighting situation you can have. But hey, what does the Note 20 Ultra look like? Let me know. It's the same front-facing camera, same issues, same shortcomings. And now, do I want to see a hump like this in the front? No. And I think that's part of the biggest drawbacks is the fact that they always try to keep that sensor super small. We got the full displays with the pinhole. You wouldn't want a hole on the front this big. You know, so I understand there's constraints in the name of design and visuals. I get it. Like, but I also would prefer a super fire front-facing camera. Yeah, I mean, Google, their cameras are great for stills. But a lot of us are doing video as well. So I gotta call it how it is. I'm not impressed with the front-facing camera on the Note 20 Ultra, nor any previous Notes for that matter. Okay. That's enough of the camera. Let's talk about Galaxy wearables. We got the Galaxy Samsung Bud Live. We have the Galaxy Watch 3. Things that I pick up to improve my Samsung experience and to add to the Samsung ecosystem. Now through One UI, they're starting to build this ecosystem. It comes with some caveats though, because each thing, like there's a wearable app for the watch and then there's an individual wearable app for the Live. And each app has its own individual updates. Yeah, they gotta iron that out, Samsung. But I love the convenience of using the multiple Samsung products together. I love the direction that Samsung is headed. I love that the Samsung Live Buds can seamlessly transition between your Samsung devices. I love that they're going that route. Yes, it's the Apple route, but hey, Apple have taken from Samsung and vice versa, Samsung from Apple. It's all for the betterment of us. So the ecosystem that's being built on the Samsung platform right now, especially around this Note 20 Ultra, would say the Galaxy Watch 3, which I absolutely love. If you guys haven't seen, I'm your smartwatch guru. I got videos on this, go check them out. I'm not gonna create a dedicated video for the Samsung Live Buds, but I will say this, I like these. As someone who liked the traditional AirPods, on the Apple platform and even the AirPods Pro, but I don't like the in-ear with the rubber tips. Same thing with the Galaxy Buds Live. I'm realizing that in-ear rubber tip buds aren't my favorite. These are. The ones that just kind of sit in your ear, allow you to still hear your surroundings and still offer great sound performance. These are great companions for this. So I just wanted to kind of talk about the wearables and the ecosystem and the idea that you can build out from your Galaxy Note 20 Ultra and create an even better user experience. Yeah, CJ, you talked about the design. You told us your thoughts about the display. You spoken about the camera. You know what I mean? The fingerprint sensor, we don't even need to talk about. Like it's like I said, it's 80% there. So you're hitting about 8 out of 10 tries or so, maybe 7 out of 10, 80, 70%. Let's carry on. Now what you've all are probably waiting for, battery life. Big phone, big display, big users, big battery, right? Well, kind of, sort of. It's a 4,500 milliamp hour battery, but the S20 Ultra got a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Now, I'm gonna assume that it has something to do with the S Pen, maybe, but I don't know. Why would the S20 Ultra, which is an inferior in comparison to the Note, it's supposed to be. S20 is not supposed to compete with the Note. The Note is supposed to be the creme de la creme of Samsung. Why would they get a bigger battery? You definitely needed a 5,000 milliamp hour battery on this device. Let me explain. Let's just call it what it is. The battery on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra is subpar. It's not ideal. A lot of people, I've seen comments, have returned the S20 Ultra due to battery. A lot of people dislike the S20 Ultra due to battery life. A lot of people don't like the battery life you're getting on this device. And I gotta be one of those people to say that the battery is not great on here. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not great. It's not ideal. This is the phone for the productivity hog. This is the phone for the business connoisseur. This is the phone for the high-end user. You're supposed to be on this phone with your S Pen, signing contracts, handling business, social media, I don't know, what am I trying to say? Social media hog, all of that. You're supposed to be able to do it all, get it all done, and still have battery at the end of your day. Will you have battery at the end of your day? It's all subjective to the user. But when you see multiple people speak up about battery life, bring it up, and so forth, for some it's great. Like me, I'm not a hardcore smashing my phone every day type of user, but some days I will go hard on it. Also, I noticed what I gotta speak to battery is the standby. Even in standby, this battery's getting its butt kicked. That means there's a lot going on in the background. Now you have a lot of RAM in this bad boy. You have a lot going on in the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, but it gets to the point where, is this thing over feature packed? Is there too much going on? Can they shave off a little sauce in the name of giving us the user experience that we want battery life wise? Those are some of the questions to kind of think about, Samsung, and to consider. Not always trying to be the most feature packed this and that smartphone and just focusing on being the smartphone that everyone wants and desires. And like I said, it's the creme de la creme. Once a Note user, always a Note user. There's a reason that's a term, because this is supposed to be the top dog. It doesn't have top dog battery in the Note 20 Ultra, but it is good battery, and a lot of you guys can get by with it. Some of you guys who are on the heavier side, you might be the ones I see having issues and complaining and just not feeling satisfied or fulfilled. Even maybe some of you who aren't on the heavy side might be in that pretty decent side, might not be as impressed with the battery life on this thing. Gotta keep it honest. So we've talked about all of those individual points. Let's get into what really matters, user experience. Let's start here. On the Galaxy Note, you're given one of the best displays, a humongous display, and I told you about the benefits of that. Creates an enjoyable experience for using social media, consuming videos, movies, content. In that sense, you always are gonna enjoy your viewer experience because you have this humongous size, which to me, big smartphones are kind of getting less appealing to me, and more manageable size smartphones are becoming more appealing to me, but I also appreciate the big screen. I'm at a loss. Like the fold and foldable phones is kind of more in the direction of I think where smartphones should be going and what would appease me more. I know you guys kept asking me why I didn't get a Fold 2. See, the way my bank account is set up is, you gotta send them yeah. The end of 2020, it's a lot of tech coming. I bought a lot of tech. You know what I'm saying, player? That's why y'all better support, man. Watch all these videos. Anytime I drop a video, watch. Help support your favorite creator so that your boy could go out and just throw the bag at the Fold too. As I say, like, this is the productivity hog. This is the ideal phone for someone who's a productivity heavy user, but it's also like, so is the Note 10 Plus. Give me 1 second. This phone right here is also a great productivity hog in 2020 going into 2021. I just did my 1-year review video. Go check that out. But it's the better value as well. And coming from this to this, that's where you skip and stick to this. But coming from older Note devices, you can go here and still have a pleasurable experience, a better design, especially in the hump, not a better camera though. So that's that trade-off, and save some money until what I believe will be a better Note in the future if Samsung continues to do the Note, because rumor every year is that they're gonna stop the Note. I don't think they should do that. Now I think they should get rid of the baseline Note because that's not a Note. We've always had the Note as the top tier. This Note 20 Ultra is the Note. That other Note 20 regular is not the Note. And I think that's where Samsung needs to focus. Also, to add to the user experience on the next Note, I think the battery optimization and performance and maybe stripping away some things is gonna add to the overall user experience of the next generation of Notes. Although this thing has sauce, this thing is packed, this thing is beautiful, this thing is the upgrade for a lot of people. It's also not the upgrade for a lot of Note users, especially to my Note 10 Plus users. I'm gonna have a conversation, a video where I just talk about these two devices and kind of put them head to head and give more light to that. I enjoy my Note 20 Ultra experience. I'm enjoying the camera. I enjoyed the display. I'm enjoying the new S Pen and the 9 milliseconds refresh rate. So overall, my user experience on this device has been good and enjoyable. But I also have to be realistic and make sure that that doesn't overshine the fact that if you have a Note 10 Plus, I don't think it's the upgrade for everyone. But some Note 10 Plus users have upgraded and they're super happy because it is an up. It's an up. It's not an upgrade. So it does have some pluses. The S Pen response time, the 120 refresh hertz at 1080. But you know, those are some of those things for some of those more tech enthusiasts and technology snobs. Those are the features for them. But I still feel like there wasn't enough meat to grab to hook me in to be like, yo, everybody go get this joint. This is the one. But if you're coming from older Note devices and you're just itching for an upgrade, or your device is starting to like, kind of dwindle off and you want to move on to the new, this is an upgrade and you're going to enjoy it. But I feel like I want to see a better design and push on next year's Note. I want to see a flat display. I understand why the rolled edges are there. It gives that immersive, no border type of vibe. But when it comes to the S Pen and you hit that edge, you guys saw it earlier. Palm rejection and things like that. How do we make the Note better in today's age where every smartphone, at least in this design of the flat glass little slab, is kind of plateaued? I honestly feel like it's the Note to skip, and it's to wait for the next Note, or to start looking and saving your money up for foldable devices. Did I just tell people to spend more money when I'm supposed to tell them, no, you save your money and buy a Note 10 Plus? That is the more ideal and more realistic option for the majority of you. We got 3 years support, so that means you're getting 2 more years of support. This is 1 year old, so you got 2 years after that. And speaking of updates, let me just add this in. I've received a lot of updates on the Note 20 Ultra, so Samsung has improved in that area. They are sending out updates. They sending a lot of them, seems to be all the time. Yeah, it's a lot of updates, Samsung, what's going on? But that's good though. That lets you know that they're addressing things immediately, in the words of my boy Viper, and they're getting to creating that ideal user experience. So I feel like Samsung's on the right path. I don't think they're all the way there yet, and I think we can push them a little further. But honestly, like I said, this style of smartphone has reached its peak. So what more can we get, and how can they actually improve the Note? That's the question. I don't have the answer. My name is CJ, this is CJ Knows Tech, where I like to get to know tech, use tech, abuse tech, all that good stuff, and spend my money on the tech first before you go out and spend your hard-earned money. And hopefully I've helped you make a more informed decision. I think my Note 20 Ultra just fell off the top of the Note 10 Plus just now because it's glass on glass, and that's just what happened. But anyways, yeah, I think this video was at a plateau right about now.